Hey guys, it's Sarah. Today it's time for my updated makeup inventory. I've decided to do these updates quarterly this year. Last year I did them beginning of the year, middle of the year, and end of the year. But in my end of 2019 inventory update, a lot of people requested that I start doing these quarterly instead of every 6 months. So that's what I'm gonna do. So, if you've never seen a makeup inventory video before, basically it is a way to keep track of how many products you own in each category. Most people will set kind of a goal or a limit for each category, so what I'll be doing is just sharing the number of products that I own in each category, going basically in order. Hair on my face. I will basically just go in order of a full face of makeup, so primer, foundation, concealer, so on and so forth, how many products I own in each category and what my goal number is, and whether I hope to downsize or whether I'm happy with the number I have, whether I maybe want more of that product, whatever. So let's go ahead and get started. First category is face primer. Beginning of the year I had 6 primers and my goal was 5, and I still have 6 primers. So I would like to at least use one of those up. I actually did use up a primer just a few weeks ago, my First Aid Beauty one, but then I actually just bought a new primer from NYX. So I'm back to 6, but I am currently trying to pan my CoverGirl Glowy Primer. So hopefully that number will be down to 5 soon. And hopefully I won't buy any more primers until then. I will also say I have some very small samples of products. I'm not counting those towards these numbers because to me they don't count as a full product, and I will more than likely use those up within a couple months. So I just decided not to count those, but I do have a small sample of a late primer, but I don't really care to count that. Setting spray, my setting spray number has not changed at all. I still have 2 setting sprays and my goal was 3, meaning I don't want to exceed 3. It doesn't necessarily mean I want to buy another one, it just means I want the number to stay at 3 or less. So I still have 2. I'm actually in the process of finishing up my Pixie Glow Mist, so that number may even go down some more. I'll probably want to repurchase that though when it's gone, just because I love it so much. But I'm really not big on setting sprays or makeup finishing sprays, except for the Pixie Glow Mist. That's like the only one that I like, or at least that I found. Okay, for eye primer, I still have 3 and my goal is still 2. It just takes 1,000 years to finish up eye primers. I have been using this same Ulta eye primer for, I don't even know, probably, well, how long have I had this? I purchased this in March of 2018. So I've had this, I think I've had this open and been using this for 2 years. It looks like it's getting close to being done, but I'm telling you, if this lasted for another year, I would not be surprised. Anyway, so I have this one, I have my NYX glitter primer, and then I have a mini of this, like a deluxe sample size of this, which will also probably take 1,000 years to finish, so I'm just counting it as a full primer. But I have 3, I feel like all I really need at any one time would be a regular eye primer and a glitter primer. So eventually, hopefully that number will get down to 2, but I'm not in any sort of hurry. For foundations, I have grown a bit. My goal was 5, and back at the beginning of the year, I did have just 5 foundations, and I'm up to 6 now. I actually just bought the NYX Born to Glow foundation. I am so excited. I'm actually wearing it today. I'm hoping it'll be a dupe, or at least a replacement for my Physicians Formula Healthy foundation that I love, that I can no longer buy because it's not cruelty-free and it's being discontinued. So far, I like it, but I've only used it once, so I'm not going to speak too soon. Anyway, the number is up to 6. I'm not too worried about that, as long as I hopefully don't buy any more foundations. I'm also currently panning the Balm Tinted Moisturizer. Not sure when that'll be done, but you know, we're making progress. For concealer, my concealer collection has completely stayed the same. I haven't used any up. I haven't bought any new ones. I haven't decluttered any. I actually haven't decluttered any makeup yet this year. Have I? No, I have not. So keep in mind, all these numbers are either going down as a result of using things up or going up as a result of buying things, obviously. But I haven't decluttered anything yet. I don't know if I will. I don't really feel the need to declutter recently, but maybe I will at some point this year. I still have 5 concealers. My goal is still 5, so there you go. Happy with that. For face powders, at the start of the year I had 5 with a goal of 5, and I'm down to 4 now, so I'm happy with that. I don't feel like I really need to have 5 powders. I'm very happy with 4. The one that I used up was the e.l.f. HD Under Eye Powder, and I have loved that powder for so long. It's such a good under eye setting powder. It's just a basic translucent powder. But now that it's gone and I still have my regular e.l.f. HD face powder, I've just been using that to set my under eyes and I feel like it works just as well. So I think what I've learned is I don't need to have a separate under eye setting powder. But I do always like to use a loose powder under my eyes. So I guess as long as I have a loose powder of some sort, I don't need to have a separate under eye powder. So that's one thing I've learned this year. And so I'm down to 4 powders and I don't really see myself buying any more, honestly, unless one just like really catches my eye. Moving on to bronzer. I had 5 bronzers at the start of the year. My goal was 5. I still have 5. So not much has changed in that area, but I will tell you I am almost completely finished with one of those bronzers. So I'll probably be down to 4 bronzers very soon, like in the next few days. I feel kind of silly saying that I have 5 because it's more like I have 4 and a fraction bronzers. So, and that includes contour products also. I just lump them together. My highlighter collection also has not changed at all. I started the year with 7, my goal was 8. I still have 7. I don't see myself finishing any of those anytime soon, so that's probably not going to change very much. I also don't plan on buying any new highlighters either, but if I did, that would be fine, because like I said, my goal is 8. So moving on to blush. I had 8 blushes at the start of this year, and my goal was to keep it right at 8. Now I have 9. I did purchase a new cream blush in, I think, January. It was that River Organics blush. Love this cream blush, by the way. That's the only new one I've bought. Also, I wanted to add, I don't have a lot of face palettes. I think I only have one, and it's the e.l.f. Natural, what is it called? Natural Glow face palette, something like that. Now that I am pretty much completely finished with 2 out of the 4 products in there, I've actually popped out, because they do pop out, I've popped out both of the blushes, and for now I plan on keeping both of these. Even though these were part of that one face palette, I'm counting them as individual blushes. The bronzer in that palette, like I said, is almost done. I did count that as one bronzer though in my numbers. Just FYI, if you have a lot of face palettes, you might want to count all of your face palettes as one category, but since I only have, well, now I don't really even have one, I just have 2 blushes that came out of a face palette. That's how I've counted mine. So yeah, I do have 9 blushes now. I did surpass my goal a little bit, unfortunately, but hopefully I just won't buy any more blushes this year, or at least until I use one up. Okay, moving on to brows. My brow product collection has also not changed a bit. I still have 3 brow products. 2 of those are brow gels and one of them is a brow pomade. That's exactly what I had at the start of the year. My goal was 3 and I'm still at 3. So I'm happy with that. Now that I'm not buying brow pencils anymore, I'm pretty much just sticking to a pomade and a brow gel. I could probably just have 1 pomade and 1 brow gel, so 2 brow products, but I have kind of enjoyed having 2 different brow gels, one of which is more of a sheer tinted brow gel, and the other one, the Anastasia Dip Brow Gel, is extremely pigmented, and I actually use that to fill in my brows like on its own on days when I don't want to use a pomade. It can be a little messy, but that's what I've been using it for. So it's likely that I'll go down to just 2 brow products in the future, just 1 pomade and 1 gel, but for now, the 2 gels do serve a different purpose, so I'm fine with having 3 brow products. Eyeliners, I started the year with 7, and once again I have 7. I did finish up the NYX Epic Ink Liner, I think. Well, by finished up, I mean it became impossible to use because it was bleeding everywhere. So that one is gone, and so I was down to 6 for a little while, but then I just recently bought one of the NYX Epic Ink Liners in the yellow, so I'm back up to 7. But my goal was 8, so I'm fine with that, with where I'm at right now. Mascara. This is where I've gotten a little bit out of control. I mean, not terribly out of control, but my goal has always been to have no more than 1 to 2 mascaras at a time, and only having 1 open at a time. So if I have 1 open and then 1 unopened on backup, that has pretty much been my limit. But something happened this year, and at one point I actually had 4 open mascaras at one time. I know, I am out of control. So I did finish one of those, so I'm back to 3, but I have 3 open mascaras currently. One of them is virtually unusable in my opinion. I will show you. Not because it's gone bad, but just because it's a really silly design. In theory, I love the design. This is the Dirty Hippie mascara. It comes in this nice glass vial and a spoolie that you dip in there. But the problem is there's no stopper for this jar, so the brush just comes out completely saturated with this thick, goopy mascara. It's very hard to get it on your lashes. It's just not a design that I feel like I can even work with, so this will most likely be decluttered. I feel really bad decluttering it, but it's just bad. If anybody has this and knows a better way to use it, I guess I could also like maybe I could actually clean off my CoverGirl mascara wand that I just finished and use that, because I might like that wand better than this one. This one is just like the most basic spoolie. Not my favorite type of mascara wand, just these very basic like natural bristle brushes. I'm not a fan of that. So I may actually try it with a different wand. Okay, I don't know why I'm telling you all this. This has nothing to do with my makeup inventory, but I just wanted to kind of show you what I've been dealing with here. So I do have 3 mascaras right now. That is more than I would like to have, especially with them all being open at the same time. It's like kind of stressing me out. I would like to downsize. Hopefully by my next update, I will have used up a couple of those, and then we can be back to my usual 1 mascara open at a time situation. So that's the one category that I'm a little bit like, oopsie. Okay, so eyeshadow palettes. Larger palettes, not including like quads and duos, I have 12. And I actually just did an updated palette ranking video on all of those, so if you want to hear my thoughts on all my palettes, check that out. But I have 12 of those, and then I have 3 like small palettes. One of those is a duo, and 2 of those are quads. In the past, I've always counted quads in my palette numbers, but now that I have a duo, I'm like, where do I put that? Because it's not a single, but I don't really consider it a palette either. So if you lump all of those together, I have 15 palettes at the moment, and my goal for this year was no more than 15. And I started the year with 12, and that included quads. So that's where I am, but that one little eyeshadow duo, I almost don't even want to count it in this category. What do you guys think I should do? I feel like I want to leave that spot open in case I do buy a new palette this year. In some ways, I've already maxed out my palette collection, but in other ways, I feel like I do still kind of have at least 1 spot left for a new palette in case I wanted to buy another new palette this year. But also, I'm feeling pretty content with my palette collection, so I don't know if I'll even feel the urge to buy a new palette this year, but I feel like, I don't know, it could happen. It's only March, so. My collection of magnetic singles has not changed at all. I haven't decluttered any, I haven't bought any new ones, I haven't used any up. So I started the year with 20, I still have 20, and my goal is 25. So if that grows a little bit this year, that's fine. I haven't really felt the urge to buy any. Honestly, I haven't felt the urge to buy much makeup at all this year, other than just a few things here and there, so. Okay, so single and liquid eyeshadows. So these are any eyeshadow singles that are packaged on their own, whether they're powder or cream or like liquid, like the Stila glitters. I started the year with 10, I now have 11, and my goal is no more than 12. Now, I am on the verge of finishing up my Stila Glitter and Glows, the little minis, so that'll bring down the number quite a bit. All right, lipstick. Lipstick has always been my biggest category, and I'm happy with it being that way because I love lipstick. It's like my one area where I really do like to have a lot of options. I would like to potentially curate my lip collection a little bit more this year, but hopefully by using them up as opposed to decluttering them. Okay, so here's where we are. I started the year with 28, my goal was 30. I have already bumped up my goal number a few times. My goal used to be 25. I went over that last year, so I bumped up the goal to 30. I'm really hoping to really be firm in that. So I do have exciting news. I did just finish up a lipstick. I'm not going to tell you which one it is, but you might be able to guess. It's the one I'm wearing right now. I wore it for the last time today. I haven't decluttered any, and I've bought 2 new lipsticks since the start of the year. The e.l.f. Sheer Liquid Lip in Praline Petal, and then I just bought a lipstick from NYX. It's like a blue-based lipstick, and I'm proud of myself because I think at the start of the year I even said, I don't feel like I need any new lipsticks, except I do want to look for like a classic blue-based red because I didn't have one in my collection yet. And the NYX one that I just bought is. So I bought the one lipstick that I really truly wanted, or at least the color, and I don't feel like I need any more now. I'm at 29, so if I happen to buy one more lipstick this year, that'll be fine. Hopefully I can also use some up. But by the way, the lipstick category counts liquid lipsticks and bullet lipsticks. Lip glosses and lip liners are in a separate category. 29 lipsticks. Hey, but last July I had 31 lipsticks. Whoa.
Sorry, I missed that. Could you say it again, please?
What? But hey, I do want to say last July I had 31 lipsticks. So I'm doing better than I was 6 months ago. Or 9 months ago. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. Alright, so moving on to lip gloss. This category is a little bit smaller than my lipstick category, thank goodness. But I started the year with 7, my goal was 8. I now have 8. I feel like I have all the lip glosses I could want right now. Like I have a couple of nudes, I have a very light like milky pink, I have a like peachy rose gold one. I feel like that kind of covers all my bases when it comes to like lip gloss shades I could possibly want. So I don't think I'm gonna feel the urge to buy any new ones, and I'm also somewhat close to finishing up one of those, the NYX one. So I'm feeling pretty good about this category. Okay, and then the final category is lip liner. So I started the year with 3, my goal was 5, I now have 4. So I have bought one new one. I'm feeling pretty satisfied with my current lip liners. I don't really see myself buying too many more of these. I'm also not anywhere close to finishing any of these, but yeah, that's where we are. I also like to share the total number of products in my collection. So in January, I had 118 total products, just counting each product one by one. Now I have 128, so that has gone up by 10. Not too bad. And I don't really have a goal for the total number that I want to have in my collection. I'm happy with whatever, as long as each category is staying pretty reasonable. So that's my updated makeup inventory for the first quarter of 2019. I feel like I've definitely stayed in line with most of my goals. There are a few where I've gone over just a little bit, and a few where I'm under my goal, so I kind of feel like it all balances out. And I'm happy with my collection. I feel like I'm in a really good place with it. It feels curated enough, but it also feels like I have enough variety to feel excited by it, and also to where I have a good variety of products to recommend on my channel. So that's always been kind of the goal, is just to be happy with my collection, and I am. So if you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. That really does help me understand which videos you guys are liking, and which ones you want to see more of. I definitely do plan to continue doing these updates quarterly, and if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you. I post 3 videos a week, sometimes more than that. Lately I've been trying to upload even a little bit more because I know a lot of people are quarantined and just kind of needing more content and more distractions, so I'm trying to do that. So please do subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I will talk to you very soon in my next one. Bye.